Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my lecturer and all my friends. So today our group will present the topic of Baik Tawarruq on financing at Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, application and issue. Before we go to the presentation, I would like to introduce all the presenter for today. First is Muhammad Akil bin Muhammad Azmi. Second is Asyah binti Suaibunaha. Third is Nurul Najwa binti Dahlan. And last is Wan Nur Azmina binti Wan Faisal. And to all my friends, please listen carefully what our group gonna present today and have fun and enjoy. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Najwa binti Dahlan and I will start with the introduction. Recently, many people have expressed a desire to own and purchase a home, particularly among today's youth. Because among young people who just want to build a household, they must be prepared in providing shelter for their future spouse and families. However, they are concerned about the high cost of purchasing a home. As we all know, the cost of a home nowadays is far greater than it was previously. Even homes are property assets that are in high demand and prices that will constantly increase over time. Therefore, many people apply for loans from banks that provide home loan service, either from Islamic banks or conventional banks. Among the loan contracts for conventional financing include loan facility agreement, basic term loan, semi-flexible loan, and full flexible loan. Meanwhile, there are various banking products used and offered by institution Islamic finance today to customers, including partnership contracts such as mudarabah and musyarakah, while financing products such as ijarah contracts by Al-Ina, by Bisaman Al-Ajil, murabahat, tawarruq, and other contracts. According to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC), Baik Tawarruq denotes that someone mushtarik buys a commodity at a bargain and sells it to someone other than the first seller at a discount and with rapid payment. Baik Tawarruq is also known as commodity murabahah in practice. It's a Sharia-compliant financial instrument designed to meet customers' cash demands. Not only that, Tawarruq has two types, namely Tawarruq Fardi and Tawarruq Munazam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Asyah binti Suaibunaha. So now I would like to present about the definition of Baik Tawarruq. But first we need to know the use of term Al-Tawarruq at the time of fuqaha. Okay, the term Al-Tawarruq only used by fuqaha Hanbali, but other fuqaha, which is Syafi'i, Maliki and Hanafi, use term that similar to Al-Tawarruq, which is Bai'inah. Okay, Hanafi scholars say Baik Tawarruq is one of branch of Bai'inah. Next, we go to the meaning of Tawarruq according to the language, taken from the Arabic word waq, warik, waraqah. Okay, is silver money, dirham or silver metal. While At-Tawarruq mean as money, whether silver, gold or paper money. Okay, according to the terms, Al-Mawsu'ah Al-Fiqhiyah and Majma' Al-Fiqh Al-Islami have defined At-Tawarruq as a type of sale and purchase to obtain money, okay, which involves three people in a transaction, not two, okay, because if two people in transaction, that's not Baik Tawarruq, that is Bai'inah. That is the deferred purchase is then sold in cash at a lower price to a third party who is not involved with the first transaction. Okay, so that's mean the third people is not the original seller. Okay, According to the OIC Fee Academy, Tawarruq mean a person who want to earn money in cash by buying good in installment and then reselling them in cash at a lower price. Okay. Then Zaharuddin Abdul Rahman state, amount of purpose by Tawarruq is for someone to get money immediately. Okay, so that they can buy what they want when they cannot approach that if not use this term. That's mean by Tawarruq. Okay, overall, the definition of by Tawarruq is someone who want to get money immediately. Okay, for example, I will use term A, B and C. Okay, A, B and C. Okay, person A need money immediately. So, he will buy something from B. Okay, then in installment, he will buy something from B in installment. Okay, then A will sell back the something that he buy from B to C. Okay, with cash. Okay, so that A will get money immediately, right? But A will sell to C with lower price that he buy from B. Okay, that's all. I hope you all can understand what I will try to elaborate the meaning of Bait Tawarruq. Okay, next we go to the type of Bait Tawarruq. There are two types of Bait Tawarruq, which is Bait Tawarruq Al-Fardi and Bait Tawarruq Al-Munazzam. Okay, the meaning of Tawarruq is still the same as I had said earlier. Okay, but I will talk about the difference of Bait Tawarruq Al-Fardi and Bait Tawarruq Al-Munazzam. Okay, Bait Tawarruq Al-Fardi is happen around individual. Okay, the transaction is happen individual. Okay, the person buy something and then sell again to another person. Okay, like that. But if Tawarruq Al-Munazzam happen around the organization. Okay, which is the person and bank. Okay, bank will be representative. Okay, to buy and sell for person who want to get money immediately. Okay, that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wanur Azmina binti Wan Faisal and I will explain about the views of the scholars. So, early Islamic scholars did not specifically discuss about Bait at-Tawarruq, but it is only touched on the discussion of the other contracts. So, contemporary Islamic scholars follow suit discuss about Bait at-Tawarruq among them. So, Abdul Aziz Khayyat, who discussed the definition and clearly pressed the views of previous scholars and current scholars on the law of the Tawarruq. So, he lists some views early scholars and contemporary scholars who allow the concept of Tawarruq to be applied among them. However, the Tawarruq contract also caused difference of opinion among the jurists, which some of them say it is legal, haram, makruh and also harus. So firstly, why it is makruh, and opinions say its law is makruh because of its concept that almost same as bai'inah. So secondly, haram, the views say Tawarruq transactions are illegal because they resemble bai'inah, which is said to be haram because it used as a hilah to usury. And lastly, harus. According to the views of Abu Yusuf from Hanafi, Imam Ash-Shafi'i, Imam An-Nawawi, Imam Hanbal, Imam Humam and the followers, it is obligatory based on the principle that all sale and purchase transactions are required and because there are structural differences between Bai'at Tawarruq and Bai'at Inah. So, while some scholars allow the application of Tawarruq based on the hadith and hadith Muslim and Bukhari, rely on event in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when the farmer or gardener from Khaybar came to meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with fruit quality tamar and said that he has converted 2 kilogram of low quality of tamar with 1 kilogram of high quality of tamar. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade the transaction and suggest that the farmer should exchange the tamar, low quality tamar with money or dinar and buy high quality of tamar with money derived from the process of his sale earlier. So this event showed that the method in selling by to avoid the existence of an element usury. The majority of past and contemporary scholars do not have the above disagreement implementation of Tawarruq al-Fardi, yet difference of opinion begin to arise in the application of Tawarruq Munazzam and Tawarruq al-Masrafi. So Islamic fiqh academic state that Tawarruq al-Fardi is valid in Islam, while Tawarruq Munazzam is not permitted by Sharia. This does not mean that Tawarruq Munazzam not applicable but needs some improvement. Salah al-Shalhub outlines some suggestion for improvement in Tawarruq al-Munazzam contract among them. So the community sold to the customer must be fully owned by the seller. The financial institution is not an agent to the buyer to sell the commodity on the market, but instead sold themselves by buyers for cash. And institution finance can work with customer in the business to sell commodities in installment or in cash. In addition, the Islamic Finance Syariah Resolution issued by Bank Negara Malaysia in the 51st Islamic Finance in 51st Syariah Advisory Council meeting has decided that the product deposits, financing product and sukuk issuance using the concept of At-Tawarruq is permissible due to some basis of consideration, as the scholars argue that Tawarruq is permissible. It is because the constitution is clarified as buying and selling activities based on the word of God in the Al-Quran says, وَأَحَلُّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا. So the method of fiqh, the views of current scholars justify the concept of Tawarruq based on the views among the Hanafi, Hanbali and Shafi'i requires the use of Bai'at Tawarruq.
Thank you, previous presenter. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera to my lecturer and my friends. My name is Muhammad Akib bin Muhammad Azmi, and I will continue to the next part, which is the modus operandi and related issue regarding the use of Bai'at Tawarruq in home financing Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Alright. Now I will explain about the modus operandi of home financing Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. To give a more true explanation, I will give a chronology for better understanding. Alright everyone, listen carefully. Here's the chronology. Encik Ahmad want to buy his dream house, but he didn't have much money on his saving account. What Encik Ahmad need to do? Encik Ahmad first execute sale and purchase agreement SPA with property developer or vendor and becomes the owner of a property. If SPA is not available, letter of interest may be used as a preliminary document. Okay. After that, what Encik Ahmad need to do is Encik Ahmad can get financing by going to the Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad and entering into a house financing agreement under the Tawarruq concept such as Baiti Home Financing I, and Encik Ahmad need to pass all the eligibility criteria and required document. After Encik Ahmad go to the Bank Islam and entering a house financing agreement under the Tawarruq concept, Next, the bank will buy any commodity from any broker, such as bank buying crude palm oil. After bank buying crude palm oil, the bank will sell the commodity bought from the broker to Encik Ahmad with a bank sales price, which is the principal plus profit. Okay. It is also known as murabaha, and Encik Ahmad will pay in arrears. Arrears mean Encik Ahmad bayar bertangguh. Gitu. Okay. After that, Encik Ahmad will appoint the bank as an agent representative to resell the commodities purchased under the murabaha contract to any broker. After Encik Ahmad next, the bank acting as an agent will sell the commodity that has been entrusted by Encik Ahmad to any broker. This is what we call wakalah, meaning that Encik Ahmad want his bank to be an agent or representative to sell the commodities to any broker to get the cash. Proceeds from the sale of this commodity will be credited to Encik Ahmad. Finally, Encik Ahmad has amount of money on his saving, and Encik Ahmad can get his dream house, but bears the forest of the debt to the bank, which has to be paid installment within the stipulated period. Alright, that is the chronology of the modus operandi of home financing under the Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad under Tawarruq concept. Alright, thank you. Next, issue of home financing Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Usually, every Muslim product such as buy Ina, buy Bisamin Ajil, or anything Islamic product have their Sharia issue. So, in the meantime, I will list some of the issue regarding the home financing issue on Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. First is the use of base financing rate BFR in a profit as benchmark. In case of variable rate financing for product based on Tawarruq in Malaysia, most times a benchmark is used in deciding issuer profit. For an example, you can see in Bank Islam Malaysia Islamic Home Financing. Here is the bank EPR effective profit rate is based on the BFR, which is conventional interest rate. For your information, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad base rate effective from 1 December 2020 is 2.52% PA, and base financing rate BFR is 5.47 PA. Alright, that's for the information. We continue. Some say benchmark in Islamic banking should be non-issue, saying that if a transaction fulfill that the necessary, merely using the interest rate as a benchmark for determining profit does not render the transaction as haram. To us, determining profit based on what is happening in the conventional banking sector will mean that the Islamic finance industry and the conventional will move in tandem with one another. An issue can be raised that they are not so different after all. This means that if the base BFR base financing rate is same with the conventional bank, it means that they are not so different between Islamic home financing product and conventional home financing product, because if the rate is still higher and more higher than conventional, they are not so different at all. That's the issue that has been. Next, encouraging the proliferation of debt. The widespread use of Islamic debt instruments such as Tawarruq increase the proliferation of debt, according to some. This is because the accumulation of private debt in a supposedly Sharia compliant manner has been facilitated by instruments such as Tawarruq. In Malaysia, the increasing use of Tawarruq by banks to finance private debt, such as home financing under Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad,
and contribute to alarmingly high growth rate of private debt. In my view, this rapid growth of private debt is unsustainable and point to a crisis waiting to happen. It also means that the country is likely to incur bank as a result of such debt instrument. We can also see with the addition of many landed or high landed house in the country, most likely also a debt will be paid to buy a house. Alright, at the end, our nation maybe have the higher debt in the world, and yeah, it might be an issue and need to solve by the scholars or any professional.
Conclusion. BIMB Al-Tawarruq is a form of home financing contract involving 3 or more parties. The BIMB Al-Tawarruq principle has been applied in Islamic banking products in Malaysia, including the personal financing products offered by BIMB. BIMB began to shift to the use of the Al-Tawarruq principle to replace the BIMB Al-Inah principle in the financing products they offer. In this regard, Imam Al-Nawawi argues that BIMB Al-Inah is not from a contract of sale which is prohibited by Sharia. Therefore, if BIMB Al-Inah which involves only 2 parties is allowed by the ulama of this school, then BIMB Al-Tawarruq is more important. Aula is required. That's all from us. Thank you for attention.